Shalom, this is Yah is Magnified, and I'm back with another informative video. Today's video is titled, Proof the Liquid Theory is Still on Child Support. But before I tackle this subject, as always, I must state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They're all facts and all truth. Nothing more, nothing less. So with that being said, I would like for you all to hit that like button. And also, if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. And also hit that notification bell so you all can be notified as I'm dropping these powerful videos. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so as promised, the time is now exactly 6 p.m. I gave the guy enough time to come on and tell the truth. He did not do it. So because he did not do it, let's continue to expose the cat. Okay, so 6 years ago, he made this video right here titled, Child Support Order Dismissing. Give me freedom, right? So this is his whole claim that he's not on child support in this one video, guys. So now, to further prove that, let's click on the video.
What's going on, everybody? I'm going to show you what freedom looks like. This is my personal order dismissing. I had this thing hanging on the wall for about 6 months. Just had it tacked up there. Just looked at it. Because I felt so victorious.
All right, so we heard it from his mouth himself. He said this is true freedom, okay? This is a victory according to him. This is what true freedom looks like. This is exactly what he said. I don't know what he's talking about, but if he think this is true freedom, I don't want no pause of this true freedom. Just give me regular freedom. Forget that. I don't need true freedom. I don't know what he's talking about, because if this is true freedom, I don't want any pause of it. Let's read the order, guys. This states what? Title, Kimberly Hurd, which is his ex-wife, versus who? Daniel Hurd, a.k.a. the Liquid Theory. But now let's read the order. Order dismissing. It states, upon review of the file by the court, it is ordered dismissing the what? The post-judgment request for judgment on child support arrears, filed 8/28/15. Remember that date, guys. 8/28/15, okay? So basically, this was just simply dismissing the post-judgment request. It has nothing to do with the actual child support case. But let's continue on. It states, without prejudice, for lack of prosecution pursuant to Rule 91R. Okay, so the reason why it was dismissed with prejudice for lack of warrant for prosecution is because the plaintiff decided not to continue on with the petition because they placed the IWO on the record. Okay, so they started garnishing his wages. To further prove that, let's go over his case record so you all can see. Let's go over the case file. Let me prove this to you all without a shadow of a doubt. Let's go to the case file. Okay, so now as you all can see on the screen, we're coming from the supremecourt.az.gov. Basically, we're coming from the Supreme Court of Arizona. We're about to go over the record in the case dealing with, again, Daniel Lee Herrick, who is the Liquid Theory. Whenever you see the D1 beside it, that's for the defendant, okay? And his ex-wife, who's the plaintiff, Kimberly Hurd. And when you see P1 beside it, that represents the plaintiff, okay? But now, as we all can see on the screen, let's pick this up where it states 8/4/2023, basically showing you that they're still filing fares and stuff into the case, letting you know that the case is still active and ready to go, okay? So now, let's go to the date that he's claiming the order of dismissal. So on 4/19/2016, this is the order of dismissal that he bragged about, claiming he received true freedom, right? That's why it states right here, order dismissing post-judgment petition, motion for request, right? But before that, something had taken place. So now let's go to 3/25/2016, right? And what was entered in, guys? The statement, income withholding order, clearinghouse. By what? By the defendant. D1, you see? So the defendant received the income withholding order 1 month prior, or a few days prior to the case having a hearing, right? On the petition. But again, I told you guys to remember the date of the petition, right? Right, because the petition was filed on what date? 8/28/2015, which is the request, right? So because the request was filed back in 2015, by the time they got to have their hearing on 4/9/2016, the defendant had an IWO entered in against him on 3/25/2016, right before the hearing, a few days before the hearing, right? And once the IWO was in place, that automatically started collecting money from him. So the court dropped the petition. Why? Because they're now receiving payment by what? By income withholding order, guys. Okay? So, before I finish exposing him, let's go back and hear him one more time. Let's hear his claim to fame and claim to freedom one more time, guys. Let's hear it one more time.
What's going on, everybody? I'm going to show you what freedom looks like. This is my personal order dismissing. I had this thing hanging on the wall for about 6 months. Just had it tacked up there. Just looked at it. Because I felt so victorious.
Okay, as you all heard from him again, this is what true freedom looks like. But I tell you guys, if this is what true freedom looks like, I do not want a part of this freedom, right? Like he stated before, he's a certified paralegal. So because he's a certified paralegal, he likes to deal with what? The legal society. Those are his friends. So now let's go to one of his friends and see what they have to say about this case. Without further ado, let's expose them.
Reference, can I help you?
Hey, how you doing today? I was calling about a case. Maybe you can help me. Is Miss Susan Roop there?
This is she.
Oh, how you doing, Miss Susan? I talked to you a few days ago about the case dealing with Kimberly Herrick and Daniel Herrick. Want me to give you the case number?
Yes, please.
Okay, the case number is V1300D082005039.
Okay. All right, Herrick.
Yes, and in that case there was an order dismissing, and I was yes.
I'm just pulling up the case here. Bear with me a second.
Okay.
Okay, so it didn't dismiss the case. It dismissed a specific petition.
Oh, okay. And did that petition? I see it was a post-judgment request, and that post-judgment request was dismissed without prejudice for lack of prosecution. Does that mean that any arrears owed is now terminated, or they just didn't prosecute?
They just didn't pursue that particular petition. It doesn't change what was already in place. It just dismissed that request for judgment on child support arrearages.